do work for his own people. And he did. So he went to China. And he found a medical school. Because those days, all the medical doctors are foreigners. Because of the Western medicine. And he found the medical school which I graduated, and many other people. And the school just celebrated in 2008, 100 years, 100 anniversary, and many will go back to celebrate. And now the main still stay, but they are called Sun Yat-sen University, Quang Hoa College, strong college. And that's the only medical school in those days, 1908, they accept women students. And also, everything is Chinese. So the name is called Quang Hoa, the glorious China. And so the school use all the faculty of Chinese, run by Chinese, to different from other medical schools, 4 or 5 of them. All run by churches, foreign churches. There's one French medical school, German medical school, and American and British, all the but all other medical schools is faded away. The Quang Hoa is still there. Now becomes Sun Yat-sen University, part of Sun Yat-sen. So I did not know my father, to tell you the truth. Because when I was in 1931, my father was sick and he had to retire. And and I never see him for many years because he was in and out of the hospital. But I don't know them. And then they were 1931, and by the time we come home, 1935 or so, and 1937, the Japanese invaded China. July 7, 1937, the Japanese invaded China. And in September, the school, my grade school just opened, and they blindly bombed many China cities. And one of the bombs fell into my school campus and completely destroyed it. So my mother and I, and my sister and my sick father, run from the bombing. Then we went to another province, another state called Odyssey, which mostly very mountain and very farming community. And we were there, no school, no nothing. And then for many years, we didn't have school. And finally, there are quite a few families under a similar situation. They often canton the city and they go there for the same reason. So few families, they organize, hire one teacher to teach all the 10, 15 kids. But we didn't learn anything. But anyway, your grandmother was UC Berkeley, class of 1912. Can you imagine that those things in Berkeley, 1912? But he is very active and he knows how important education is. So I was too old to get to junior high, but anyway, it took some other maneuvering, and he get me into one of the church junior high school, which is founded by Reverend Gordon Smith of Pennsylvania. Gordon Smith, they spent more time in China than he was spent more time in Pennsylvania. But I did meet him again after the war, after I completed electricity. He retired. He forgot about English. Bible, and he all read Chinese Bible every day. So when I visited him in Virginia, and he's still holding the Chinese Bible. Anyway, we were in one side, and I go to the junior high. I supposed to go to 7th grade, but the principal saw me, interviewed me. He said, "You're so old. You go to 8th grade." So you know the situation is not that. But anyway, I go to 8th grade. I didn't, because the first few years I didn't have any school. But I go to 8th grade, I make it good, okay? And then later I get into senior high, which go through a lot of matriculation. Those days are very difficult, right? And then by the time that time, and the Auntie Gladys and Auntie Rita, both, they finished college, I think. And then they went to India. One is in Chengdu, one is in Chongqing. So Auntie Gladys wanted me to go to Chongqing to finish my high school. But I couldn't get it because why I didn't get there? Halfway, I couldn't get it. There's no schedule, transportation, no train. The only thing is you can get EJ ride with the cargo truck. I didn't get one. So I went back to Guilin. And in Guilin, I came to one of the schools, Cheng and United School. I didn't even know my grandma, maternal grandma, was one of the 3 founders of the Cheng School. And the school is still here, still in Hong Kong. So it's a very good school, and there are tens of thousands of graduates spread all over the world. But anyway, from there, I joined the army one day because I old enough, 17. And then because there were 100,000 youth, 100,000 armed soldiers, those are slogans all over. And I was very active in the anti-Japanese things. And in Guilin, there's only one movie theater. But some of the high officials, and they take their automobile to see the movie. So what I did with my friend, and we write newspaper, the windshield, in Chinese. They said, 1 drop of gasoline, 1 drop of butter. Those who take the private car to see the movie is a treason. That's what I did before I joined the army. But anyway, because of 100,000 youth, 100,000 soldiers, many of my classmates and I, 33 of them, together joined the student army. And I didn't know that once I joined them, I spent there for 3.5 years. Until after the war. War ended in 1945, August 15. But I didn't leave the army until November 1946, because I had to round up many Japanese soldiers. And they didn't know the Japanese already surrendered. And they still fighting locally, this small group. So we had to round them up. And then finally my army was awarded to become the capital defense, whatever army. They removed the name King. And Auntie Gladys and Auntie Rita was, after the war, they moved back to Shanghai, and I get a chance to see them. And they said, you come home to study, forget about the army. The war is done. So, if not for Auntie Rita bought me the ticket from Shanghai to Guangzhou, I would never have money to come home because I didn't have money. So anyway, then I come home in 1946, And I went back to Guangzhou to pick up my mother. And then I happened to move back to Guangzhou, which we used to call home. But there was no any home for us. We have one piano and one dining table like this, very heavy, because they cannot move. The house is ruined. But our neighbor put the piano and the dining table in her place. So we got that. That's the only thing we had. And we had started all over again. And then in 1946, 1949, and the communists come. So I endured there for 8 more years under the communist regime. And then until in one fateful August 14, 1957, and we walked through the 3 miles no man's land, and it's Hong Kong. And that's my simple picture. And then in Hong Kong, I told you that we both were, there are thousands of medical doctors or Chinese in Hong Kong after the communists come. But very few medical doctors can get a good job like your grandmother and I. Say, for instance, those government employees on the technical part, average earn $250. And I, as an officer, medical officer, and I make $900. It's a lot of money. Yeah. And then later on, after 6 months, they increased themselves to $1,800. But grandma only had $900. He never get, because the other $900 is some kind of family subsidy or support, rental, and many other things. And she never get that. So the discrepancy of the woman and man is different. But anyway, one day, I passed by a office building in Kowloon, and they had a big sign in front of the building that American government encourage or invite the Chinese refugees that have technical skill to apply for immigration. And I went in there, I didn't expect anything. My brother, I do the application. And then 6 months later, and they told me my visa is ready to come to the United States. It was 1959. Anyway, it took a long time for us to decide whether we want to come to the United States, because we were pretty comfortable in life in Hong Kong, but it's too close to the communist army for comfort. So my father promised, grandmother, I said, give me 10 years. After 10 years, I will come back at least as we are now. And we did. But we only take 7.5 years instead of 10 years. By the end of 7.5 years, I finished all my necessary requirement to practice. I got my license, medical license, I got my specialty board certificate. And then we moved to Lima, Ohio, where your parents can spend all their youth there. I think that Irish were 1 month or 2 months old when they moved to Ohio. That's a long time, and Susan was 2. Anyway, then we make it. So now I have all the family here now. So, and they are doing very well, make me very proud. And all the suffering, struggling I had is worth it. Now, after I retired, Uncle Melvin gave me one article that described before my mother's wedding.